Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Buckle up. Get ready for takeoff. Today, we're flying into the territory of content creating. We've covered this subject before, but I've got a lot of facts and data. So our destination is content creating. So you want to be a content creator. Now, I've covered this before, but now we've got more facts, more statistics, things I want to share with you that I think you need to know. Because I've got my Bing Copilot. I also got ChatGPT. So I asked both of them this question. This is what I asked my Bing Copilot. Because this subject we're talking about, a lot of content creators, even the big guys like Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, Valuetainment, the big guys, Mr. Beast, all of them are falling into disarray right now. Valuetainment, not so much, but they soon will be. Depends on what they've done. But I know that Tim Pool and Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire, have a lot of issues going on. And why they can't get talent to come and work for the Daily Wire. And the talent they got have discovered, I can do this on my own. I don't need you. See, here's the problem with Ben. I got a lot of facts. We're going to share a lot of facts and statistics with you that you should know. This is the underlying problem with every YouTuber and content creator on the platform. This is what I think is happening with Ben Shapiro. I'm going to pick on Ben and possibly Tim Pool because they both got popular around the same time period. Nobody stays popular. Nobody stays on top forever. Nobody. I don't care if you're a rock and roll band like ZZ Top. You have the number one song in the country. Next week it's somebody else. Right now Taylor Swift is popular. Beyonce used to be popular. And a few other women. Madonna. Taylor Swift, will she still be popular 10 years from now? No. It'll be another female. Now, Dolly and Cher have been at it for decades and decades. So, Dolly will always be remembered. She'll always be popular. But she hasn't had a hit song in forever. She doesn't need it. She's Dolly. So, this is the problem that I think Ben Shapiro is having. What he did, him and Tim Pool got popular around the same time period. Ben possibly got popular when Obama was in office, so he got popular during that time period. Trump was running for election, and he stuck with politics. Everything Trump did, Trump this, Trump that. And so he got popular for a while. Then the pandemic happened. And that's when Tim Pool started to really come in. A lot of content creators really grew during the pandemic. Because everybody was home, everybody was bored. So what do? They're on YouTube, they're on Zoom, they're on various platforms. That's what they're doing. Same thing I was doing. I was bored. I didn't have a job to go to because we were closed. The gym was closed, the church was closed. I had nowhere to go, nothing to do. So what did I do? Did what millions of other people did. Tuned into YouTube. And that caused a lot of content creators to blossom. Then you had all this stimulus money coming in. So a lot of content creators grew during the pandemic. And people had all this money. So they were able to send in super chats, super stickers if they existed at the time. So content creating really, really grew. Because everybody was home. Tim Pool had all this money coming. He really blossomed. He stuck to a certain niche with just like Ben Shapiro. He went down the conservative, started talking about politics, everything going wrong with the pandemic, everything doing this, pandemic this. He stuck to it, and he exploded. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this. So during this time period, a lot of content creators, and no matter what sphere, whether it was the politics or the manosphere or whatever niche you were in, content creation grew and podcasting blew up. Everybody was bored. Now everybody wants to have a podcast. It's growing even more so. It started with 2020, and it just grew and grew and grew, and more people were being influenced by it. You're sitting there watching somebody on YouTube like I did one day, and you're seeing $200 and $300 come in super chats, and you're going, that man just made $300 in super chats in 2 hours. I don't have a crappy job, but a lot of people are saying, I have my job. I hate my job. I don't hate my, but there are people who say I hate my job. I hate working at McDonald's. I hate delivering pizza, or wherever they're working. Maybe they have a construction job. They really work their ass off. They're on that roof. It gets hot, so they're working in the elements. And they're saying, my job, I have to work my ass off at this construction job, and I dread going into work. And you see this content creator make $300 in 2 hours. You're going, click, 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 ding, ding, ding. I got to do that too. So we're going to get into these stats here in a minute. I have a lot of facts. This is going to probably be a longer video than I anticipated because there's so much content in here. I may have to do a podcast on this. There's so much that I have to break down for you. And because this is the problem a lot of YouTubers have. This is what happened to Ben Shapiro. So like I said, YouTube grew during that time period, and it's still growing. Still with each passing year, more and more and more. There are over 50 million podcasts. The market is oversaturated. It just is. Everybody's competing for eyeballs. There's too many. Only a handful are going to survive. I've been here since 2008. I've seen many come and go. You know what? I'm still going to be here even after monetization is gone. I will still be here. You will come and go. I have seen many channels come and go. I have. Because they're thinking of the return on their investment. I got to put in all this time and effort into creating video. What, only 10 people saw it? Am I getting new subscribers? Is my income going up? Am I making a living? Is it worth my time? Time I need to spend with my son or my daughter, my wife, my family. I want to play baseball with my son, tea time with my daughter. Got to spend time in my relationship. YouTube takes you away from that. You have to be all in or you're all out. It's either a hobby. If you treat it as a hobby like I do, then I don't care which way it goes. That's why I've survived for so long. I don't depend on it for a living. I'm a debt-free American. I don't have bills. A man with no bills is a rich man. Jack Morgan said that on the Red Leather podcast. That's his tagline. It's not mine. He owns that tagline. And so what happened with Ben is he grew too big too fast. So between 2015 and today, in the last decade, Ben Shapiro just grew and grew and grew. This happens to a lot of YouTubers, not just Ben. I'm just using him as an example. I'm not trying to pick on him. I'm just telling you what's going on with the Daily Wire. Why couldn't they keep Candace Owens? Brett Cooper. They can't keep Jordan Peterson. Well, Jordan Peterson don't need the Daily Wire. He's Jordan Peterson. He can do his own thing. He doesn't need Ben. He doesn't need anybody. Candace Owens, she's a big star on YouTube. She's got her own following. She don't need the Daily Wire either. So they fired her. She doesn't care. She's got her own following. She was popular before Ben Shapiro approached her. That's why they can't get talent. Because these talent realize they don't need them. They don't. That's what's happening with Brett. Brett's doing just fine without the Daily Wire. She'll be just fine. And what goes up must come down. So Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire, Tim Pool, same thing. It doesn't matter who the content creator is. You grow, you get real big, and you think, I'm always going to be popular. I'm always going to be on top. No, you won't. Nobody stays on top. Ben and Tim, now they're going to level out. They're going to bottom out at some point and plateau. They plateaued out. Now they're on the decline. They're not popular anymore. Somebody else is going to be popular. There's going to be a new Ben Shapiro. Somebody else will replace him. There's going to be someone else to replace Tim Pool, because this is the nature of the business. It's like the music business. You have a hit song. ZZ Top can have a hit song, Give Me All Your Lovin', right? It's number one this week. Next week, somebody else is number one. It's always been this way. ZZ Top had 2 big albums they're known for. The rest of it, the only albums the fans talk about is the Eliminator album and the Afterburner. I should do some videos on the music business, because it's similar to what I'm talking about right now. And I just don't know where to begin, because I've got these stats right there in front of me, and I'm trying to set you up to why nobody stays popular on YouTube. What's really going on with the Daily Wire? I'm not going to get into the politics of the Daily Wire. I'm just using them as an example of what happens to all content creators across all platforms. You're only popular for a short time. I'm 58. I've seen TV shows come and go. You have a hit TV show, you're popular for a little while, and then another hit TV show comes on. They have their Nielsen ratings. Nobody stays on top. Nobody. What happened with Ben, what I think plagues a lot of YouTubers, and I hope Jack Morgan, Red Leather Podcast, again, he's getting another shout out. He seems to be smart enough to realize this. See, I'm debt free, so if I blossom again, let's say I go from 6K to 10K, well, I already know that I'm not going to stay popular. I went from 6.2K down to 6K. So this has already happened to me. It's happening to a lot of YouTubers. This happens to everybody. Everybody. Nobody stays popular. Can you make a comeback? Have I peaked out? No, I haven't peaked out. No, I think my journey's just beginning. So what I'm experiencing now prepares me for the future. I already know that even if I hit 100K subs, that will not last. At some point, I'm going to fall off again. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's like a wave. It's like an ocean. So you go down for a little bit, go up a little bit, go down for a little bit. It happens to everybody. So you want to be a content creator, you better think twice. What happened to Ben, a lot of creators fall. It's like winning the lottery. You have sudden fame, sudden exposure. What Ben did, he expanded too quick, too fast. He hired a bunch of staff. He kept hiring more people. He's got cameraman behind the scenes that you don't see. He's got staff. I don't know how many employees the Daily Wire has. That's a huge payroll. And most of it comes from YouTube. That's their main source of income. I guarantee it. Do they have other sources? Yes. But YouTube is their main draw that draws people in. Well, their numbers are starting to go down. Their income is going down. The value of their company is going down. People don't need them. They grew too big too fast. Now he's got all these bills, all these liabilities. His company is falling apart. He went into debt. He got to thinking in his mind, got this ego thing going, and he built and he built and he built. He's a smart guy. I'm not saying he's stupid. He's smart. He's got a wife who loves him, got kids. He's a successful entrepreneur. I'm not calling him a failure. I'm just saying he built too big too fast. So he goes on the decline. I guarantee he's got a trust fund set up so when the Daily Wire crashes, and it will, it'll crash, him and his family will be set up for the rest of their natural life. Probably. If he's smart. And I believe he is. But a lot of YouTubers fall into financial disarray. They buy all these big toys, like winning the lottery. You know, these lottery winners end up broke. NFL players end up broke. Oh, I injured my knee, my football career is over. You're only on top for a short time. You got to prepare for the time you're going to fall. So let's get into these facts. I'm trying to build this up. If you want to be a YouTuber or whatever platform you're using, I want to be a content creator. Very few make it. Very few make it just to make enough to make $1,000 a month or more. Now on YouTube, that's 4%. 4% make $1,000 a month or more. 96% of you will not. You know, on YouTube, there is no magic formula for success. It's luck. With me, I can do everything I can. Have my own taglines. My set design here is all unique. This wooden airplane, you can't buy that at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. You can't get this at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. This you probably could. The red truck over there, you probably could. Steve Urkel, you can probably find him on eBay. You can find this at Amazon. But it's unique. In combination with my own tagline, my own shtick, with my black leather jacket. Everything you're seeing is a form of me trying to brand myself to stand out amongst the other 114 million other YouTubers. So let's get into these facts. This is going to be a long video. I may make this a podcast. There's so much information in here. I don't know where to start. So let's start with my co-pilot. I asked my co-pilot this question. I have an interesting question I hope you can answer. I know a lot of people want to be content creators. I also know we have many platforms. Can you give me a rough estimate how many creators there are and on what platforms? Can you also tell me how many or what percentage gets monetized? Let's see what it answers. It says, great question. This is my co-pilot. We're going to see what ChatGPT, because I asked it the same question, and it came similar answer, but slightly different stats. Great question. I need to make a live stream out of this. There's too much information in here. The creator economy is booming with over 207 million content creators worldwide. Mostly in the United States. Because it says here, in the U.S. alone, 162 million people identify as content creators. Okay? With 45 million working professionally. That's 45 million people that are not fixing your power lines. Or are they? They say they're working professionally. Out of the 162 million, okay, Breakdown of content creators. 200 million are actively producing content, mostly in America. Over 2 million are expert level creators. That's still a lot. Mostly in America. Nearly half of creators work full time. 46.7%. Yeah, they say they work full time, but how many are actually making money? So you got to weigh in your time versus time to spend with my wife, play baseball with my son, and have tea time with my daughter. You got to think about that. How much money do you need to make a living full time? But when it comes to monetization, how many make $1,000 a month or more? It's 4%. $1,000 a month is not a lot of money. Monetization insights. Monetization can be slow. It takes about 6.5 months for the average creator to earn their first dollar. That doesn't mean you're making a profit, because you got to weigh in your time. I have a full-time job, plus now I have to go to the gym to stay in shape. I go for hikes, plus I got to spend time with my dad. He's 81. So I spent an hour with him this morning, just chatting with him. Just chatting. You got to spend time with your loved ones. Plus, I'm debt-free, but it takes time to film it, come up with the content, do the research. If I have kids, that's probably, I would think my son and daughter are more important to spend time with. But they're the reason you should be a content creator, but only a small percentage make it. Well, let's go into it. Monetization can be slow. It takes 6.5 months for the average creator to earn their first dollar. Here is another statistic similar to what I just told you. Only 5% of creators work full-time, 40 plus hours a week, meaning most do it part-time. Funny, that's monetization. That's different from those who say, I'm a creator, I work full-time. But are you monetized? Now we're talking monetization. Only 5%. 96% of creators earn less than $100,000 a year annually. No, 96% of creators make less than $1,000. Only half of full-time creators make enough to support themselves. Only half of full-time creators make enough to support themselves, let alone their kids. Are the biggest income source used by 68.8% of creators. Brand deals. Brand deals are the biggest income source. Though sponsorship earnings have declined in recent years. Well, yeah, nobody stays popular forever. Nobody. Brand deals. Okay. Let's ask this question. What percentage of creators earn $1,000 a month or more? Okay. I asked my co-pilot, because I asked it this question before, and it said only 4% of content creators on YouTube platform, just YouTube, make $1,000 a month or more. The percentage of creators earning $1,000 a month or more per month varies depending on the platform, niche, and monetization strategy. Here's a rough breakdown. 12% of full-time creators earn $50,000 or more per year. 12%. Full-time creators. 46% of full-time creators and 68% of part-time creators earn $1,000 or less per year. Something to think about. Around 4% of global creators earn $100,000 annually. 4%. Which means a smaller percentage consistently make $1,000 per month. Monetization is tough. But creators who diversify income streams through brand deals, memberships, and direct sales tend to fare better. Kind of like, I'm going to set up a Shopify, going to have t-shirts. I've already time-stamped, and I have a lawyer in Springfield I work with. I'm going to put this on a t-shirt. Eat a bowl of fuck. I can't say fuck on the shirt, but I can probably put shit, or I can put F and K and put these symbols in between. Everybody knows what it means. Have the hanger up here. I've time-stamped everything. That's what my attorney told me to do. When I make YouTube videos, make sure everything is uploaded on a certain day. So if someone tried to copy what you did or steal your ideas, you can come back and sue their ass. Yeah, because if you tried to put "Get Her Done" on a t-shirt, that belongs to Larry the Cable Guy. His people will sue you. Now, eventually, I'll probably sign up with eventually, once you hit a certain number, you'll get approached by various agencies who also have lawyers. So in a sense, your content is now their content. But I don't want to sign a deal with an agency. I'd rather be an independent. That's why all my t-shirt sales belong to me. All my super chats belong to me. Yeah. Otherwise, the agency gets a percentage of everything. They own everything you do. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There is more over here from ChatGPT. It has similar numbers, and there is okay, estimated total content creators 2024-2025. Now this is ChatGPT. We just talked to our Copilot. Now let's take you to ChatGPT and see what it says. By platform, YouTube, over 100 million active creators. This is what you're up against. You're competing with everybody else out there, all trying to get your attention. See, even me, I know I've got to stand out. Me, I'll survive. I don't have bills. I'm single, I'm widowed. I've got time in my hands. I have enough time to go to the gym, to go on hikes, to stay in shape and stay healthy. That's part of it. Between filming, working out, I have a regular job I work at. So this stays a hobby. It's nice that I'm monetized, but I don't really make a lot of money. And I can spend time with my dad. And I can spend time building my community here on YouTube. I'm going to make another video probably tomorrow about that. Because something happened. And I'm going to do a screenshot. I'm going to show you something that happened. But we're going to get back into it. Okay, by platform. YouTube, over 100 million active creators, 2 million plus monetized via the YouTube Partner Program. So 2 million of them, of the 100 million, 2% are monetized, according to ChatGPT. I want you to think about that. Includes vloggers, gamers, educators, reviewers, etc. TikTok. It's broken down by platform. More than 50 million active creators. Creators, not users, creators. 1 million plus in the creator fund are equivalent or equivalents globally. Okay, so there's 1 million of them that are monetized. Of the 50 million active creators, only 1 million of them are making money. Just thought you should know. That's a very small number. It seems like a large number. Strong base among Gen Z, quick growth, and low barrier to entry. Yes, but you're popular for a very small time. Then you're not. This is how it works. Instagram. Estimated 35 to 40 million creators. Includes influencers, artists, brands, meme pages, etc. Many use reels and stories as primary content. Instagram. Twitch. Over 10 million monthly streamers. See, this is what you're competing against. It's not just on the YouTube platform with 100 million, but you got all these other platforms you got to compete against for eyeballs. And indirectly, you're probably competing against Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, every TV show out there, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Like I said, there's 50 million podcasts. So you want to be a podcaster. Do the research like I'm doing. Know what you're up against. Do you want to be an icon? Are you trying to make money? I mean, my God. You need to maintain your full-time job, plus spend time with your wife and your kids. Your friends. People say they're lonely. Well, if you're spending all your time behind the screen, you're not getting out there, are you? Lonely, can't get a girlfriend. Well, maybe you should get out of the house. I at least get out of the house. I'm going to be going to Springfield tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have to make a special trip. Facebook, Twitch. Twitch has 10 million monthly streamers. 1 million are affiliates or partners. 1 million of them. That's a pretty good percentage, really. On Twitch, that's pretty high. Facebook, 20 million creators using video, reels, and groups. Many also post cross-platform content. Facebook's got 20 million content creators. I want you to think about that. Mostly in the United States, no doubt. Snapchat, 3 million estimated. Strong among younger demographics, particularly in the United States. Only Fools. I call them Only Fools. 3 million creators as of 2023. Not all are adult creators. Includes fitness, art, music. Mostly adult. You go with the Only Fools for one reason. But they're trying to change, and I get it. And they might succeed at changing their image. But you know, the number one reason they go there is, you know what? Yeah, that's the number one. That's it. Patreon. Over 250,000 creators earning directly from fans. 250,000. Common for podcasters, writers, and artists. Substack, never heard of them. 50,000 active writers making money. Popular among journalists, essayists, and niche experts. Important notes. Many creators post across multiple platforms, though there's overlap. That's true. Most creators are not full-time. Only between 4 and 5 million globally earn a full-time income or close from content. Mostly in the United States, no doubt. The top 1% of creators earn the majority of the revenue. Something to think about. we also have okay. Here's some more total channels, over 113 million on YouTube. Monetized creators YouTube partner program between 5 and 7 million. This is another program. I asked 3 different programs. So the numbers are close to the same, but not completely. Active creators uploading regularly, 35 million. TikTok total users, 1.5 billion TikTok users. Creators posting videos regularly, 50 to 60 million. Monetized creators between 2 and 4 million. Instagram total users, over 2 billion. Content creators, influencers, businesses accounts, 30 to 50 million on Instagram. That's a lot. You are competing with, oh my God, you're competing for all those eyeballs. Monetized creators between 2 and 5 million. Of all the only between 2 and 5 million are monetized. And how many of them make enough to make a living? Very few. Very, very few. Twitch. Oops. Total streamers, 10 million. Affiliate partner earning money, 2.5 million. This is the other said a million. This one says 2.5. Active monthly streamers, 7 million. Facebook, Reels, pages, etc. Content creators. There's 25 million. This one says monetized creators between 1 and 2 million on Facebook. Other notable platforms: Snapchat, Kick, Rumble, etc. Podcasters, Spotify, Apple. This one claims there's only 4 million total podcasts, but fewer than 500,000 are active. Wow. There's some charts and graphs. Here is a breakdown of content creators earning by tier. Now this program, this AI, has a slightly different answer than the other 2 AIs. This one says the vast majority, about 220 million, are hobbyists making little or no money. Around 25 million make some part-time income. About 5 million earn enough to go full-time. Only 1 million creators make over $100,000 a year or more. Fewer than 100,000 are in the $1 million plus elite tier. This shows how competitive content creation is, but also how much opportunity exists at every level. Remember when I told you that there's a labor shortage? Remember I talked about the labor shortage? This is a big contributor, is our devices. This device I'm recording on is an iPad. This device here is an iPad. There's a laptop here. Got a desktop over here. So you want to be a content creator. Now this is what's going wrong with Tim Pool and Ben Shapiro. They have forgotten you're only popular for a short time. Nobody stays on top forever. I want you to think about that. Even if you do get to a certain tier, you're going to fall off a cliff eventually. One day you'll be gone. This happens to every TV show. This happens to every rock star. Nobody has a #1 hit forever. Nobody stays popular, and you have to work your ass off just to be relevant. And I hope you invest your money. We have enough money set aside. You can spend time with your family, not have to the stress of putting out content all the time, because it can get stressful. Because you're constantly under that pressure. I got to put out content today. Got to put out content today. And it becomes a chore. And you're done. You're doing it because you have to, not because you want to. You're finished. We live in an era that I have never seen before. See, I grew up, there was just 5 TV channels. I'm trying to relate to this as best I can. We had ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS, and 1 independent. 5. That was it. You had to watch what they put out at their convenience. Then the VCR came along and disrupted things. Then the TV channels had to compete with Blockbuster Video, Hollywood Video, your video stores. You had to compete with that. If they're watching a movie on video, they're not watching your channel, your network. They're not watching the Dukes of Hazzard. They're watching a video. The fact that movie theaters survived, even that, when most people are going, well, I'll just wait for it to come on home video. We won't go to the movies because it's too expensive. It'll come on home video. We'll wait for it. Say it's a miracle that movie theaters have survived. It really is. It's a miracle they're surviving today. And so being a content creator is rough. I just gave you facts and figures from 3 different sources here. The numbers are similar, there's differences. So I want you to think about this. You can look this up yourself before you decide, I want to do this full time. Is it going to cost you your marriage? Is it going to cost you your relationship with your son or daughter? What price are you willing to pay to compete on YouTube, to be on YouTube? I want you to think about that. Because it will take time away from your spouse, your loved one, your significant other. It will take time away from your children. What's more important? Being a content creator on YouTube or your son, your daughter, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your family, your friends? You complain about the loneliness epidemic. Well, I think this can be a contributing factor. I think people are chasing the mighty dollar. But only a small percentage make it. See, I'm debt-free. I don't care. I'll continue to make videos if only one person is watching. I got a few die-hard people that have been with me since 2008. My friend Mel, she's one of them. She shows up every once in a while. I see her at the grocery store. Say, Jim, wow. And so she's a die-hard fan. She's been with me since the beginning. Even if she was my only fan, I'd still make videos. Just because I know Mel's watching. Yeah. I don't care about monetization. I don't. It's nice to have it. But I've been here since 2000. I do this because I enjoy it. And I try to be as creative and as original as I possibly can. That's the reason my studio here. This is my main studio, by the way. I have a few other locations I shoot from, but this is the number one. This is Studio One. I call it Studio One. It's my main one. Because it is completely original as I can possibly make it. How many studios have a wooden plane? Aliens having the Last Supper. I don't know if you can see Steve Urkel over here. You probably can't. I don't have him. You know, when I play this back, I'll know what you can see. Because what I see here, sometimes when I play it back, it expands. You can see more. But he represents branding. Think about that. You want to stand out on social media, right? he was one of a kind. If I'm going to have a cup of coffee, if we're going to have coffee in the morning, if I decide to start doing a few vlogs, having coffee in this studio, the coffee mug is just as important. Look at the decor. If you're going to have a coffee mug, you're going to drink coffee, at least make it unique. Now, I don't care how long these videos go on for. I may do a live stream event. Matter of fact, this is a good topic for my live stream on Sunday night at 7. Sunday night at 7. This is a hard copy edition. I may do a live stream edition. And I will try to put these stats that I'm reading to you on the screen. We're going to figure out how to do that. Screen sharing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a way I can do that. Yeah. I'll figure it out. So I can put up these stats on the screen if I do a live stream. I'll figure that out by Sunday night. I have it all done. I have ideas how to get it done. But like I said, man, you gotta... It's, I'm sorry for this dead air. I'm just enjoying myself. Now I'm starting to get a little hungry, so this will be the only video I shoot today. It's 2:15, and I doubt I get it uploaded by the time I get to work. Yeah, I have to be in at 4. Last week I was really cutting it close because I was trying to upload a video, and I said, "Did it upload?" I may wait till I get to work, and it'll upload there. But so content creating is a rough business. I just gave you all the facts and figures. You can look this up yourself and do your homework before you dive into it. You need to ask yourself a lot of questions. A lot of you are going to give up. A lot of you I see right now on YouTube, within a year or 2, you'll be gone. You won't upload as much, you know, because it does. It takes time away from your job, your friends, your family. Think about that before you go into it. Are you going to get a return on your investment? How long do you have to do it? What kind of content do you want to have? Are you going to be a no niche like me? Because I'm a no niche channel. That gives me a lot of freedom. And I'm debt free. That also gives me a lot of freedom. You want to stand out amongst the other 100 million content creators. So what are you doing to stand out? Are you like Roddy Piper? Create a unique show like Piper's Pit? Now, I know he was promoted by the WWE, but he stood out. You know? He had one Piper's Pit episode that put him on the map. That was Jimmy Superfly Snuka. This is the one that made Roddy what he is, put him on the map, and made him memorable. And Jimmy Superfly came in, and Roddy would say, "You like coconut? I'll show you a coconut." He just bans a coconut on his head, and fans just ate that up, and it put Roddy on the map. And in wrestling, Hulk Hogan and WrestleMania put him on the map. But he was already had a name for himself. A lot of wrestlers come and go. They're good brand names, but very few stand out. The Undertaker stood out amongst all the other wrestlers. Why? Good brand, good intro. You know, the arena goes dark. Boom. Then they play this music as the Undertaker makes his entrance. I've got my own outro. I got my own intro. Got my own midtro. Ate a bowl of shit. Sometimes I say that, and that's my own tagline. I invented that on my own. You want to succeed? The best advice I can give you is be yourself. Don't copycat the other guy. Do something that's all you. Because if you try to be a copycat, you will be called out. I could shave my head. I'll get called out for imitating Joe Rogan right away. So everything you see is part of the brand, part of the image. It's all as original as I can possibly be. Now, when I say this is your captain speaking, buckle up. Now, a lot of YouTubers do say buckle up, but they don't have this prop, my black leather jacket. But I also say, now I say good afternoon or good evening, good morning. This is your captain speaking. Because I got that from thinking about airport movies. I watched a couple of airport movies about airplane crashes and stuff. And the pilots tend to say something before departure. Fasten your seatbelts. We're getting ready for departure. I could say that, but I changed it up a little bit because I think about what they say to the passengers before takeoff. This is your captain speaking. Buckle up. We're getting ready for takeoff. Today we're going to the direction. This is our destination. But they change it up where they'll say, getting ready for departure. My own outro. Yeah, I try to be as creative as I can on this platform. I am on Rumble now. But I don't... There's nothing happening on Rumble. I need to get that really going. I only got 2 videos uploaded there. But there's nothing happening on that platform. But I need to get that platform going. Somehow, some way. I need to market myself on there. Because when you're brand new, it is hard to get your name out there. I get it. I mean, I've been at this since 2008. And it was only recently I got real popular, and then I kind of leveled out. Now I'm still leveling out, but I want my next growth spurt. You know, will I have another one? Maybe. If I'm smart like ZZ Top, have another good hit song on my hands. You don't know which videos are going to fly, which ones won't. You don't know which ones will be picked up by other YouTubers. This video is not designed to be picked up by other YouTubers. It's not. But somebody else could. Jack Morgan could pick this video up and go, oh, that's good. He'll just play a section of it. Play portions of it. He'll edit it in such a way to where you got to hear what this guy said about all these content creators, and very few make it, and blah blah blah. And so yeah, you want to be a content creator. So I just gave you some stats. I just want you all to think about these stats that I just gave you. There's so much. I may have to do a podcast on this. I'll probably do a live stream on Sunday night. No, we will do every Sunday night at 7 o'clock. It's part of building my community. And we're going to also discuss what happened. Why it's important for me to build my community. And respond to the comments that people are leaving. I'm doing better in that respect. I am trying to do better at responding to your comments. Like I said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I know this is almost an hour already, because there was a lot of content here. There was so much I had to say, because there's so many of you out there that are trying to make it on whatever platform you're on. I just want you to know what you're up against, and I want you to think about what you're doing. Now, me, I'm a widow. I'm single. I've got time. I can do this, but I'm still competing because I still have to have time to go to the gym and work out, go for hikes, spend time with my dad while he's still around. I still got a brother and sister in Lebanon. I got to spend time with them. So I still got family. If I was to get a girlfriend again, meet somebody, I got to spend time with her. So finding time for YouTube and getting cleaned up, putting on my uniform because it's part of the image that I'm putting out. Yeah, absolutely. You got to think about all this stuff before you dive into it. Because so many, they have a couple of good hits, even on TikTok. Man, I had 10 million people. I'm famous now. No, you got to do it consistently. And that's not easy. You dig up, I can dig up my history books and say, look at all these TV shows that have come and gone. Big ones. Happy Days, MASH, Laverne and Shirley, Star Trek. Although Star Trek has become a big franchise, like Star Wars and Harry Potter, but nobody stays popular forever. Nobody stays on top forever. Nobody. Nobody. Not even the Beatles or the Rolling Stones, Guns N' Roses. Nobody. But to be remembered, to become an icon, that's a completely different thing. Fonzie became an icon. Captain Kirk, William Shatner, he's an icon. Mr. Rogers, Captain Kangaroo. Those of us over 40 know who these people are. Yeah, their shows didn't last either, but they became icons. Their memories lasted forever. People know who they are. Everybody knows who Hulk Hogan is. Hulkamania. The Undertaker. Stone Cold. A lot of people know who that is. It's all about branding. Standing out in the crowd. Being noticed on YouTube with 114 million other creators, not including the other platforms. Good luck with that. Just want you to know what you're up against. And you got to be totally dedicated, full time. Are you ready to give up your relationship with your girlfriend? Are you really willing to give up your successful marriage for YouTube? Think about that. Because a lot of content creators, they realize life happens and they got to spend time with their friends, their family, their church, their school, their job. With YouTube, you got to be all in or you're all out. I'm not all in. It's just a hobby to me. I'm a hobbyist. Been here since 2008. So I can afford to do this. And if I only put out one video, that's great. Because I got other things going on in my life. I'm out there in the real world. Should I be dedicated to my fans? Absolutely. But the only reason I can afford to do this, number one, I'm debt free. Number two, I'm a widow. And I don't have kids at home. I don't have a son or daughter. I don't have a football game to go to. Basketball game. My daughter's on the basketball team. I'm just saying, I don't have a daughter, but if I did, she's on the basketball team, I got to be with her. I just want everybody to think about what you're doing. Are you willing to dedicate all your time and effort? What kind of return are you going to get? What kind of return on your investment are you willing to get? Because you have to invest your time, effort, resources into camera equipment, just time to film, come up with the content, do your research, know what the fuck you're talking about. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just come on here and shoot the shit. This time, I've got data in front of me, and I do know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I say I don't follow a script. Well, in a way, I don't have a script. In a way, I do, because I have this data, like an outline in front of me. I'm starting to repeat myself. I just want to get the message out there about creating content on this platform. This is the only video I'm going to have time to shoot today. I got ideas, other videos. Right now, I am overwhelmed with content right now. I've got so many stories I want to cover. and Friday's my next day off, but I got to go into Springfield. I'm just saying I got other things to do. Plus, I have an exercise routine and got to pick up my check, got bills to pay. I do have a few bills, although I have no debts. And then that gives me an advantage. So, yeah, being a YouTuber, think about what you're doing. A lot of you are going to quit. I already know this. It won't take another year or two. The platforms are going to be different. There's a lot of people will say, I want to be a creator, and a lot of you will try it for a while, realize how much time it's consuming versus I gotta go to a party, I got a girlfriend now, and I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Life will happen to you. Just saying. That's what's going to happen to a lot of you. I've already seen channels come and go, and more of you are going to leave. I'll still be here. Well, anyway, sometimes I just don't want to say goodbye. I just don't. Even my live streams are trying to cut it down to an hour. This is already 1 hour long. I did not mean for this video to drag on. There's just so much I had to say. And I know I've said it before in other videos, but in the context of this one, with all the data in front of me, and this does contribute to the labor shortage. But, like I said, very small percentage will make $1,000 a month or more. That's a fact. Very small percentage. Well, it's hard to say. You know what I'm getting ready to do, right? It's just something I do this. This is one of the things I do on my YouTube channel. This is my outro to try and stand out from the other YouTubers. Trying to be original as I possibly can. I'm a real person who's lived a real life. I've lived 58 years on this planet. I've seen a lot. So I have something to bring to the platform. A unique perspective. Life experience. Well, it's hard to say au revoir. See, it's totally original. Nobody else on YouTube does this, to my knowledge. If they do, I've time-stamped it and they're copycatting me. Yeah, there's the timestamp on this. It's hard to say au revoir. So, a gratin. This is the finger I usually use. That's right. It is hard to say au revoir. That's why I always say au gratin. It's my own outro. Totally as original as I can possibly be. Thinking nobody else on YouTube does this. To my knowledge, nobody does. But my finger is going up. You know that's getting ready to happen, right? Everybody knows what's getting ready to happen. Everybody knows. And it's coming. It's going for that button on that iPad Pro. Here we go. Oh no! It's only you. Just back for baby. It's only you. Don't need a dance way. It's only you. Don't need a dance. It's only you. It's really good, I promise you.